Everyone, Arloon here, coming to you with a different kind of guide. So, I get a lot of questions regarding team composition in my other guides, so I thought I might as well explain how I build teams and showcase how some of those themes can work. So, the focus of this series or this guides is to provide different team options for some of the main DPS characters in the game. Since this is the first video of this series, I'll also be going over on how I build teams. Also, most builds in these themes are the builds in my guides, unless I otherwise say so. If you think this will be helpful to you, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. The first main DPS I'll be going over will be Diluc, since he's the one I have the most experience with. But before we get to that, let me explain team composition. So for basic team compositions, I separate them into 4 categories. There's the main DPS, the support, the sub DPS, and the burst support or the CC. So for the main DPS, it will be the character that will do the most damage, and it will be the center of the team. For this video, it's going to be Diluc, so look forward to that. For your support characters, this can be a character that can boost the main DPS in various ways, such as healing, damage boost, reaction setup, or maybe all of the above. For sub DPS, you have a character that will do secondary DPS while the main carry is unable to do damage or is on cooldown. Sometimes this character is not needed depending if you know what you're going to be fighting. For the last one is the burst support or the crowd control character as well. Usually this will be an animal character, and basically it's a character that will control the battlefield and make sure everyone is bunched up together in order to do the maximum damage with the main DPS. I want to go over the first team that I usually run with. This is kind of an unreachable team because it has 3 5-stars in them, but I still just wanted to go over it because just in case you want to know the team that I always use, and this is the team that I use for every content in the game. So I have Venti as my main support as well as my burst DPS. He also provides energy for the entire team, giving everyone ults back up almost all the time. We have Mona and Bennett for damage boosting, and Mona is also a sub carry for this team. She carries around damage instead of boosting supports unless I'm fighting certain bosses where I don't really need her. So this is the main team. Bennett does what Bennett does, heals and provides a damage boost with his ult. You can do crazy amounts of DPS with this team as well, as they do a lot of damage boosting, as you can see in this clip right here. As for the next team, I have Sucrose, Chongyun, Diluc, and Bennett. You will actually see Bennett a lot in this team because Bennett is such a good character in both DPS and support. You can even build him as a sub carry, so you will see a lot of Bennett. But I will try to do other builds without Bennett as well, just in case you don't have him. But let me go over Sucrose real quick. This Sucrose is not built at all, but she will still do fine. All she's here to do is remove the elemental resistance as well as provide some elemental mastery. You want at least Ascension 4 Sucrose and give her all the elemental mastery that she can in order to provide more elemental mastery for the team. I'll also go over Chongyun's artifacts. For this one, I've been testing the instructor set on him and it works really well. Combining these two will provide a lot of elemental mastery towards the team, giving an extra damage on elemental reactions, which you can see right here. You can see my Diluc right now has 84 elemental mastery, but after hitting with Sucrose as well as Chongyun, he has 254. Now you can see in this clip here how the damage stacks up once you get all that elemental mastery in, as well as proccing those melts with Chongyun as well as Bennett's ultimate as well. One last team I want to show you is with Xingqiu. This time, no Bennett, you use Xiangling instead. If you have C1 Xiangling, she can provide a negative pyro resistance. And with Xingqiu's ultimate, you're going to do a lot of Vaporize damage instead of melt damage with Diluc. And it'll focus more on using your normal attacks. So when you use Diluc's ultimate and you use Xingqiu as well, it'll automatically proc Vaporize, almost effectively increasing your damage by 50% overall. As well as if you have Xingqiu built really well in terms of damage, then Xingqiu will also do a lot of damage, because Xingqiu is actually one of the better supports in the game, because his ultimate can do a lot of damage if built correctly. Sucrose is just here for debuffs as well. If you don't have Sucrose, you can use Animo Traveler. He works just as well for debuffs, but not as well for CC. So again, if you have Bennett, Bennett is still better than Xiangling. But if you don't have Bennett and you have a C1 Xiangling, then Xiangling can work with the Pyro Resistance debuff. You want to put Noblesse Oblige on Xingqiu, since he'll be using his ult, and then you'll be switching to Diluc and using his ult, and just pounding away with normal attacks while causing Vaporize thanks to the Burning Sword as well as the Water Swords that are popping out. So those are some support teams that are really good for Diluc. If you have the Instructor set, make sure you save a pretty good set for your team, because it is a really good support set, as well as the Noblesse Oblige for just extra damage boosting for everyone. In any case, if you found that helpful, please do leave a like, please do subscribe. If you have any questions, you can comment down below. I do answer all the questions. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.